got involved with the food bank as a student because I needed to come here and get some food for myself. And over the years, as I was in school, finally I became a teacher. And being a teacher, you get the summers off. So when I was reading through the paper one day, I saw that there was an ad, and they had requested some more volunteers for the food bank. And I thought maybe that it would be my time to come and volunteer for an organization that had helped me out in the past. So having the summer off, I jumped, right in, and I've been volunteering here for the last few months. It's really important to me, though, to be part of an organization that feeds our community, because being a teacher, I do see a lot of kids come to school and they're hungry. So especially over the summer, I wanted to make sure that they were still, well taken care of.
Open same hours as the food bank, and it's open Wednesday nights now. We didn't used to be open Wednesday nights. Michael and Angela's Cafe is an outreach program for St. Mike's. This is when it started at St. Mike's. It was rather bistro kind of affair with old brick walls and stone walls, but we had no water, no running water, and no bathrooms for 21 years. Can you imagine working for somebody for 21 years, no bathroom or running water? We had to run across a parking lot and get a key, and then go downstairs to the basement of St. Michael's Rectory to go to the facilities.
Oh my Lord.
So in 2007, the board made the decision to buy this building and to pay it off in 5 years. We bought this building for $510,000, which included the building complete and the corner lot. And we paid off that in 5 years. We did a capital campaign and raised the money. Kellogg's came to town in end of 2006. And they wanted a charity to give $30,000 to, and the city of Belleville said to give it to Gleaners because they knew we were looking for a home. We've been in St. Michael's for 21 years for no rent. We had paid no utilities, nothing. They just gave us the space. So it's hard to move to something that's free. It's like leaving home and getting your own apartment. It was very hard for the board to make that decision. This building, the whole food bank, what you're going to see was only at the front section. In the middle, where I'll show you later, that was DBS. It was JP Blinds Manufacturing Company, and they were our tenant when we moved here, and we got about $4,000 a month as a tenant. So that's what made it kind of a feasible plan for us to do that, because we had a tenant, and that paid the mortgage. So, but we had our battles with the city because, and the tax people, because wherever the charity sits, there's no taxes. So the 1,000 square feet at the front and the warehouse, which is 5,000 square feet, we weren't supposed to pay taxes for. They made us pay taxes for 3 years at $20,000 pop a year until the paperwork got done. So it was kind of, it wasn't the
So did you get the back taxes back?
No, they let us pay the first 2 years, and then the last year, because it was a half a year, they just used what we paid for them. Here, we cannot make a sandwich here. We only have 2 sinks. So all our sandwiches that are made here are farmed out. So we have a couple agencies that make sandwiches for us, the Seniors in Affordable Housing, and we have a St. Joseph's School, the grade 7 and 8s. That's part of their program to make sandwiches. And we give them everything they need, drop it off on Monday morning.
He went to St. Joseph's.
Oh, okay. And then we pick it up at usually about 11 o'clock every Monday. So just drop it off about 8:30 and then pick all the sandwiches up. The reason why, you might think, why didn't you cut our weeds down? That is a very favorite plant of our monarch butterfly. So we do not cut that down because it's milkweed, because a lot of farmers, everybody cuts it down or they poison it. And when the monarchs lay their eggs, they don't grow, they don't hatch because of the poison they put on it, and the pesticides. So that's why I will not cut down milkweed. And I'm actually going to transplant that when we do our expansion to go in the garden, so we can have the monarch butterflies in the garden. So that's why milkweed's not cut down. It's not that I like weeds. It's
It's a good weed.
Yes. So come on over here. What I'm finding is here. We try to put as much information up here as possible about outside agencies. Agencies that don't bring information to us, really fail themselves, because we pack over 8,600 hampers a year, and that's probably about 16,000 people that come through these doors. So if you want people to know about your agency, this is the place to put the information, because we get the volume of people. So you'll see, like, there's stuff everywhere on, computers for kids, mental health services, you name it. We try to get it out there. So we're going to come over here. Every client that we receive when they come visit,
We're working on
we're coming. Every client that visits us is interviewed, and there's many reasons for that. Where's our sheet? I think it's been done up. When clients visit us, especially first visit, they have to fill out a disclaimer form, and basically this form advises them that the food that they receive is supplies for up to 5 days, that they must show ID, and that all our pastries and breads are frozen on their fresh date. We pick them up on their fresh date at local grocery stores or the bakeries, and advise them as well that we do quality control checks on canned goods, but they should be aware to check things. So we have every client must sign that. It's a liability form. And so when they're interviewed here, most of our interviewers come from some kind of a social background. They're nurses, they're teachers, they've worked in banks, they know how to work with the public. So it's their job as well they're talking to them. And if they find out, like if they have teens and have trouble with their teens, they tell them about programs, whether it's alternative school programs, where their students go to school 1 day a week and then they're in placement 4. If they have, Canadian mental health programs, or whatever it may be, it's this interviewer's responsibility to listen. Because that's why the interview is so important, because many of our clients live very tunnel vision lives and they don't realize that there is help for them out there. So it's very important for us to interview clients. Clients that we don't interview is Children's Aid Society. We actually ship 7 hampers every 2 weeks to Children's Aid. That service basically saves the county probably over $200,000 or more a year. The reason why is when a social worker from Children's Aid Society enters a home because of a complaint, if there's not adequate food in the home, they have to, by law, remove the child. By having our hamper now, they don't remove the child. They would have to, by law, remove the child if there's a physical or mental abuse or something like that. But for food now, they don't have to remove the child. So by us providing 7 hampers every 2 weeks, and you multiply that in a year, and every child that's put in care, it's about $510 a day. So how much is Gleaner saving Children's Aid Society? Yeah. So we just actually spoke with the local warden. He had no idea what we were doing. And our service that expands from over to what we do here to other agencies. Also during our closure, we provide hampers to frontline agencies like CAS, Ontario Works, Abigail's Place, the Belleville Police, so that they have hampers if they go in a situation when we're closed for 2 weeks in the summer and at Christmas. So if they go in a situation at Christmas and the family's in bad shape, the police officers actually have a hamper in their trunk, so that they can actually get the food to the family right away, and then call another agency to get maybe other things that they need. Most of the items they give is all non-perishable, because they can't have perishable items. We also deliver direct hampers to seniors that can't get to us, as well as Three Oaks. All the hampers for them usually gets delivered directly to Three Oaks Foundation. The ladies don't have to come here, because they've got enough to deal with. So.
Can I ask you a couple quick questions?
Sure.
How many people would come through over the period of a year, let's say?
Well, we packed about, last year was, I believe it was 8,300 hampers, and if you multiply that, it's about, I think it was 17,000 individuals.
Wow. And does that range right through from the very young to the very elderly, or?
The elderly, if once we get them here, if they've come here all the way with their scooter or walker, we advise them at that point that you don't have to do this. We will deliver the hamper to you. But some will come in their little scooters because it's an outing. They go to the cafe and get a sandwich and say hello to everybody, and it's a little bit of an outing for them, and then they go on their way. We're hoping that their battery's charged to get them home. Because that would be horrible. But anyways, yeah, so.
And how many volunteers do you have?
On any given day, we have usually about 30 to 35 volunteers makes the whole food bank work.
It takes a lot of work then.
Yeah, there's 2 intake workers. And we'll show you front counter, side counter, receptionist. There's 1 person in the cafe. There's 2 people on the truck. There's sorters. There's people who pack hampers. There's people who are downsizing, like maybe large things of possibly tea into smaller packages of 12 because you wouldn't get them a large box. There's people sorting donations, what's possibly going to go to a pig farmer versus going to go into the food system that we have here. Then there's the warehouse. There's volunteers there making sure the warehouse works, receiving donation, and then the warehouse services 8 area food banks and nonprofit agencies. So twice a month we have 8 food banks coming here to get their supplies. So
wow.
It could be up to make the warehouse run smoothly, there should be at least 8 volunteers there. Where it's very hard on Brian.
Is it a real struggle for the donations to keep up with the demand?
During the summer months now, you'll see the shelves how low they are.
Yeah.
There's certain items we don't have any of, and because they're an optional item, I would not purchase them. Because we will not purchase cookies. We will not purchase canned fruit. We have apples now, so anyways, we had a donation of apples. We don't purchase hamburger helper or sidekicks or anything like that. If it comes, it goes in the hamper. If it doesn't come, it does not go in the hamper. There's certain items, and I can show you the list of items that are mandatory to go in the hamper because they're in the Canada Food Guide. Eggs will always go in the hamper. Milk will always go in the hamper for children. Protein items like meat and, of course, eggs. And like the pastas, the proteins like beans and tuna, peanut butter if they wish. Soups we'll purchase, and of course we purchase tuna as well, and some other items. Cereal we would try not to purchase. We had to purchase cereal once, and it cost me something like $2,500 to buy a skid of cereal.
Whoa!
Very expensive. The only reason I got it that cheap, the only reason is because Kellogg's had their small boxes of cereal on for $1 because it was their 100th anniversary. Mm-hmm. Or I would not have been buying it.
Why don't you just, Kellogg's hasn't been donating?
Oh no, Kellogg's, that was the transition before Kellogg's came and Quaker closed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a year from him.
Oh.
Any product here is not purchased. All this product comes from reclamation, and it's called APS, Alternative Processing System. So all these products have been scanned out of the system in the grocery store, and we even scratch the code out. So if you say, oh, gee, that's going to $8, I'm going to try to return it. You can't because we scored it out. And even if you did, if you try when a tailor tries to scan this on return, it won't be in the system because that number's been removed. Because that's what APS does. They scan everything that's damaged out of the system. So we do the extra of that because just in case because some people are desperate, they need smokes or whatever. But anyways, so this is called APS. So a family gets to choose. Larger families get to choose this shelf level, and then the smaller families, singles and smalls, this shelf. But this is all APS. This is examples of APS. So, and of course, Pat has to watch it because there's so many expiry dates on condiments, so everything has to be checked. It's a headache. This section over here, this is an example of the pastries and breads. These pastries and breads are picked up at the local grocery store and put in the freezer immediately. Like, the only reason this is out is because we were open today. Normally, at the end of each day, anything that's left goes in the free bin. And if it doesn't get to leave the free bin the next day, it has to go into the pig farm because we won't keep it there. These are all items that don't go in the hamper because they don't have a listing, as well as usually liquid laundry soap, cat food, dog food, personal items. And over here is all the. We started getting items here because there were so many people that were coming to it that are diabetic, and we love the files. Because before it used to be on a shelf and it was like a quagmire to find what you needed. But with these filing cabinets, there you go. It's easy to find. Because when we're open here during the day, like today, I think we did 60 families. It's very busy. Well, you've been in when it's very busy.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. We're lucky right now. More Orchards gives us all their corn. The apples were purchased through a program through the Grocery Foundation to give fruit in the kids' diets, but these are only go to people that have children. They don't go to anything else. The tomatoes are actually from our garden outside, and the potatoes actually came through Food Banks Canada. That was an offer that we received. We receive offers through it's called SNAP program, and we'll say how many skids we want. And there was probably an offer of 30 skids of potatoes, and we got 2 skids. Mind you, some of them are a little wonky, but anyways. So somebody's job here, liquid laundry soap. Let's show you an example. All labels from bottles have to be removed, and if liquid laundry soap goes in there, then a label goes on and says laundry soap. You can't leave the label that says water on it in case somebody's has visual issues or cannot read, and if the laundry soap's clear and they drink it, then we're liable. That's why all labels have to be removed. And that's somebody's job. That's another person's job. There's all little jobs like this. Keep us busy. Yeah. So when the person comes out, comes out of the, comes out, they would come to that counter there. This is the second job. This is front counter. So somebody's here and they'll take the order, which is the list over there, or one of these. They'll say the person's name, what size order, and then they'll call it up. Like these are mediums, singles and smalls, and largers are in the back. So this person's job is sometimes hard because it might be an individual who's 40 years old and he's demanding that he wants milk. I'm sorry, you cannot have milk. Milk is for family with children or people that, mothers that may be expecting. We have soy milk or other kinds of milk. Would you like that? And some will get aggressive. So whoever works here has to have a good, sorry, sir, it's for children. You wouldn't want me to give you that milk and the child not have it, right? And then usually constant. So this is where the, okay. So this is where the perishables are, like milk and this margarine. It did not come this way, so this was somebody else's job. They worked upstairs because it's a dust-free area. So this came in large pails from Carmelot, and we buy these units from local Mark's No Frills, and somebody's job is gloves, hairnet, and they downsize it. So that's another job. So we never say no to anything because we're always downsizing. And then here's an example of tea. Like there was large boxes, but it gets downsized. An example of rice. Get a cup of rice and with the recipe that's listed to it. So that's somebody else's job. So there's all kinds of little jobs like that for people. That's one of the stations there. Somebody will be working there doing tea and things like that. To keep the system working well during the day is we have a warehouse that holds all our product, but we keep what we currently need right here. So always the issue is rotating product. Because if I picked up product, we have to pick up on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, and when we do pick up that product, it goes into the large freezer. But when the boys come in on Monday, they have to bring up the older stuff and pull that back. So we don't pull up when we had Saturday and Sunday thrown in. We need to pull the later days. And this is our meat product as well. Behind you is where we have all our diapers and our baby foods behind right here. All baby food must be to code. Anything that's best before expiry goes to pink. There's no question about it. We do not give anything expired to an infant. So everything has to be coded. And this is somebody else's job. It's making sure that the 6-month-old child has a round diet and that mother gets that whole bag. As well as diapers, we would get large units like you buy in the grocery, like the boxes behind you. And somebody's job is to downsize them, and a mother would get 2 of these. And feminine products as well. So there's all kinds of downsizing jobs. Yeah. So back here, so when I talked to you before about the food bank, everything you've seen, the food bank ended here. What you see here was up there. The reception desk was my office. And what you're about to see was here, lined all on the outside of this area where they pack the hampers, and you see that here. Back here.
Sweetie, you see. Imagine it all in that little area.
This is where they
Voila.
Wow. You had all this in there?
Yes.
I thought I was good squeezing stuff in.
Wow. Yeah, and the problem was we did it for a couple of years, and when the tenant when it left here, before the volunteers packed all the hampers up here, So if you imagine my little ladies that are 65 to 70 packing hampers.
That's who you have packing your hampers and stuff and
During the
lugging
day?
them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The kids will put away the stock, but it's mostly seniors when you come
Wow.
during the day. So, and this shelving is just not any shelving. This shelving came from Work Within Institution. I've seen an article where they fixed it was a vintage fire truck. And so I called up and I said, hi, and I wanted to speak to the warden. And he said, okay. And I said, well, I heard that you can fix vintage fire trucks, but can you build shelves? I said, yes, we do build shelves for the federal government. I said, would you consider doing a project for us? And before we had this, this moved over with this, we had shelves that were made out of old doors and plywood. Because they fixed the food bank and nothing changed. And so they built this, and this one here, actually they made it to my design. Because the problem with pasta is slippery. So they built it, and I said, I took a picture that I had of an old Italian vegetable vendor. And it was something like this, and so I showed them, but I said, I want them actually to be removable so we can clean underneath, etc. And they made it, and so anyway, I was really happy with it. Because that was a problem, people would stack the pasta too high, and it would just, you find smashed pasta all over the floor. So that was great. So here's all breakdown. Here's diapers that are going to be done tomorrow. There's rice that's going to be done tomorrow. Usually, I don't ever have it tomorrow. Usually works here Wednesday and Thursdays is Playfield Children's Home. So they come with a individual that helps the individual who has very limited mobility. Just put maybe toilet paper in a bag, and then the worker ties it. Like, because we get big bags of toilet paper, and that's their little job. Or they might put, slowly just put 12 or 6 units of porridge in a bag and seal it. The worker will seal it. But it gives them an opportunity to be out and be part of the community, which is very important. So, and as you can see the empty shelves. It's not magic that we pack our hampers. There's menus. We have 5 hampers that we pack. Single, small, and you're going to be packing hampers, actually, because we're really low. I actually had to pack hampers before I went to the garden, because we were short volunteers today. So these are our hampers. Single, small, medium, and large. And plus we actually make a hamper for Loyalist College. Loyalist College used to have a hamper program, but it closed up about 8 years ago. So now we make this hamper for Loyalist College. We usually make 15 a month. And we don't put any perishables in it. So we actually change it up a bit so that there's 2 craft dinner in it instead of 1. So it's a little bit more skill level for some kids in school. So anyways, to cook. Not all, but some. So if you look at this, there's the top items, and this is the optional. These are all the items that we would never purchase. But these are items that we will purchase to make sure they're in the hamper because they're part of the Canada Food Guide. That's what they had sorted. So their job is to, and this is stuff that's leaking or badly dented that can't go into the system until it's cleaned up, or it might not even go, it might just go to the pig farmer. And of course all the soaps and stuff here. I don't know why Gatorade's over there, but it is. This is called the Lonely Hearts Club. It's all men. And if a woman comes near them, they stop talking.
We won't cut that part.
Yeah, it is. We just let them do their thing. So, yeah.
When-
Dr. Mandeville, I don't know if you know Dr. Mandeville, he volunteers here 1 day a week. We have all kinds of different people that volunteer. It's all being mixed.
If we have anybody that watches the video and wants to make a donation, what helps you more, an actual food donation or a cash donation?
Food donation, if it's items that we need, that's a part of the items that go in the hamper, or a cash donation. They can do it on the website, because we have PayPal on the website, or they can actually donate a hamper on the website. If they say, because some people have certain things that tug to their hearts, maybe it be families. So the medium, large hampers are there, and the single hampers are there if they want to make sure they get something to a student. So they can actually purchase a hamper for a person.
Yeah, one of the neatest things I seen was at Freshco's, they have the bags.
Yes.
$5. You go in and you pick up a bag and you donate it. It's handy. Everything's already in it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
For $5
Most of
and you're
our-
donating.
Yeah, most of our grocery stores do that for us
Yeah.
now. I don't think Mark's No Frills because it's more of a mega chain, but Dewey's does it, Metro, Freshco, And of course, Freshco's the most exceptional bank, really, because he's really good to us. He's part of the, I kind of like the Belleville Police too. There's a thing called Fill the Cruiser, and they buy 200 bags from Freshco, and they don't pay for them. But everybody pays, like we do it twice a year. We're going to be doing it in the fall. And we're carving pumpkins while they're filling the cruiser, and people donate $5, and then the bag goes in the cruiser, and slowly they fill the cruiser, and the kids get to go in the cruiser and see what it's all about and everything. I like to rotate the stores, because I think it's only fair, but he does do an exceptional bag, and so that's why they stick with him. But I'd like to change up to maybe Dewey's to get the bags, like the 200 bags, or for Metro to get the 200 bags, but they, for some reason, only do it with Freshco. We're not like that. When I buy, the money that we receive, I all buy locally. Like we're taunted many times to buy through Food Banks Canada bulk orders that we can get, but we will not. We spend our money wisely here. We watch for the sales, and we see if we can get like a skid of this or a skid of that. And we make sure at the top of the sale we ask what we need, so that they can order it in extra. But some stores are limited on their lost liters, what they receive. So it all depends, like, you know, but most of them are pretty good to us. And all our meat, our hamburger that we purchase is through Harvest Hastings. Harvest Hastings is local farmers. So we'll put a call in for 2 cows, and we get hamburger mostly.
Need for volunteers currently?
We badly have a need for volunteers. And the location is, we need a couple packers, and we need people in the warehouse. And the person in the warehouse has to have special attributes, because you're working with people with special needs. So it's not heavy lifting, but it's guiding the kids to pick the order, guiding the kids to get the breads in the freezer, and not right at the entrance of the freezer. You have to rotate the product. So we need probably up to 4 people to do that, so that if a person wants to do just 1 day a week, they can pick either 9 to noon, or noon to 4 to do, or noon to 3 to do that shift.
Any of the Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday, yes. We badly need that. We went to the Rotary Club and expressed the need for there. We went to Volunteer Information Committee several times, and we've not seen anybody yet. So that is a great need, but it needs to be somebody who has patience to work with the kids. And like you get a clipboard, what the order is, and you just guide them, okay, we need beans, and I'll show you the system. It's all categorized with the order. If you're going to A1 or F1 or whatever, Brian's put the stop. But the other thing is you have to watch, like, when you see this, because the lads, this product like this, when it's filled, goes on a skid, and it has to be put away in the warehouse. You can't be putting August 13 beans at the top front of the skid. It has to go at the back of the skid, because the older stuff has to come forward. So you have to make sure that, you know, you operate the pump truck and move forward, and so the kids put the newer stock in the back. Because I've caught many a time when I'm back there and I'm like, what is going on here? I see last week's product at the front of the skid. And he said, well, I don't know. I said, well, we got to get this straightened out, or else you're going to have to turn the skid around, which takes time. When you go in the warehouse, you see that. So these guys here, when we didn't have this space, I'll show you where they used to be. And they used to put everything away every day. Every day. They were very happy with this. You might be wondering what all this is. Once a year, Gleaners has a mega summer sale. This is all brand new product. It's donated by 2 retailers in the city, and it was on clearance, and it didn't clear, so they give it to us. A lot of stores send it overseas to missions, but these lovely people give us this, and this is actually, everything you see here goes that way. And this is all full of racks. It becomes a department store.
And
It's scanned on the system, goes to Toronto, and then we can actually pick up 14 skids ourselves. We just have a truck up. Or a skid gets dropped off here every second Monday. We rent the truck that we go up. That's another cost. When we get money, it can get us more food. So the truck is about $360. It's a Penske vehicle. They gave us a bit of a cut on the rate, but not that much. But anyways, and we have volunteer drivers that, a lot of the fellows that work over there are retired transport drivers. And so they love that, like being able to go to Toronto in the truck. They still have their license and stuff, so they love that.
Really?
Yeah. This is another thing we do. Actually, dividing door. DBS was here, this was a sealed door. We have been on this side since 2002, because we rented it. And that was one of the reasons I begged our board, you have to buy a building. I can't raise money to pay rent. And the first year when we moved here, we were paying $500 a month. And the last 2 years, the person who owned this building wanted market rent. We paid $30,000 for that year. Because he wanted market rent. And I said, I can't work hard enough to raise $30,000 plus food for the food bank. I just can't do it. I'm only one person because there was only 2 staff people, myself and a warehouse manager. And I said, we gotta buy. And because if you think about $30,000 over like if the rent was only going to go up every year, we had to buy. We just couldn't keep paying rent. So this is another thing we do. This is called laser cartridges. We send out, actually there was 3 holes up there. We just send out 3 skids. We deal with a company called CloverTech, and it's called Think Food. It came through Food Banks Canada. We're the leading fundraiser in Ontario doing this. We make between $3,000 and $4,000 recycling these a year. And they have to be in their original boxes. No. But, and the skid has to be packed at 6 foot high, 4 by 6. And they come and get it. We don't have to pay for that. So. Okay, this is resurrecting our mega yard sale. Our mega yard sale we had for 5 years. We raised between $4,000 and $6,000 in one day. What happens is, this whole place converts, everything locks up. You put cages around everything because people do grab cases of peanut butter and try to put the bottom of the box and fill the top. Mm-hmm. Anyways, and this all becomes tables, and all the inside here will be glassware, books, appliances, you name it. And you take it, what they'll do is enter. In the past it was a banana box. You pay $5 at the door, and you come in and you fill it. And out you go. This year, next year, we're resurrecting it, July 2015. We're doing the $5 thing. They'll come through the gate, come back here with their box. They gotta pay $5 at the gate. I don't care if you have empty, you fill it, that's your problem. You're paying $5 at the gate and you come. And the middle section will convert to our other items, because we have items like antique chairs. So everything here will be $5, and everything in there will be $5 per item. So it will be another major fundraiser for us. So, and this little lady gave us this. We have every version of 1950 Santa Claus you could think of. Look at these guys. Wow. Wow. I'm going to tend to clean them, because we don't have anything that's dirty in our yard sale. Anything dirty goes to the dumpster. So everything has to be cleaned. We've already packaged away 4 skids of product. So this will be all packaged away too. So, yeah, we have 4 bath chairs for seniors. We're actually on August 24th, when we do our other sale, we are going to put some big items out. Hopefully they'll go, because we're waiting for our transport trailer to get it in, and it's not coming till October. We have a big food drive in October. We need to maximize our space. So, everything that comes in the warehouse must be weighed on the digital scales. Everything goes out. These are the food banks that enter the food bank, north and south. And they visit usually twice a month, because they're going to get their milk. The Green Dairy Association donates thousands of liters of milk that normally would go into the fields. It's called their quota, excess quota. And Reed's Dairy very generously processes that milk for us, and then distributes it to all food banks. And I'll show you. All that mess over there is actually become a new program. We used to have a pig farmer, and he used to come and get it all from the here to the scales. That's product that we cannot use. That's product people donated us that it's over 10 years old, and that's product that has been so badly dented that we can't use. So I decided, the local pig farmer says he can't pick up anymore because he doesn't have the manpower to open the cans. And so we've just went on Kijiji because we're looking for at least 2 industrial can openers and can crushers. And so we're going to start recycling the aluminum, and we're doing slop pails for the farmer. because he'll get the large pails, which we get from margarine. We have lots of them, and we'll put them in slot pails and he's paying 25 cents per pail. So it'll be a new fundraiser for us. Volunteers just what? We got slot pails. Anyways, but we got a good start. That's all stuff the farmer can't take because his daughter's gone to university and got another job. She used to make her money. It was $1,200 crushing cans and taking them to Campbell's. Not Campbell's, Crawford's, and she used it for her university education. That's what she was doing, but she doesn't have the time anymore. So, anyways, so that's that.
It's a lot of cans.
It is. It is. Well, we give them a skid a month. Skid a month. So over here, this section here. I'm sorry, the warehouse is a little messy because receiving the yard sale stuff. This stuff here is all mega size. So when soup kitchens come in, they look here first to see if anything wrong. Because we help 13 soup kitchens or meal programs in the city. So anything mega goes on that rack. When a food bank comes in, there's, I'll show you the list. Yeah. Their name goes in, what they want, and everything is listed so that we can keep a bona fide list. We want to make sure that they know what donations did come in that is bona fide to them. Because some of them will say, oh, that's soup up there. I like some of that. Some of that soup is Gleaners purchased, so that's often in disguise. You can only have the product that's come through it's called the National Food Sharing System, that is donated through Food Banks Canada and Ontario Association of Food Banks. You will see a lot of Kellogg's product because we just received 40 skids. It's really bombarded us, but that's okay. It'll move. The school breakfast programs are supposed to show up to pick up 10 skids of cereal probably next week. We really want it out of here because we need space to put stuff to because of the sale we're having. This isn't like the guys that sort. This is like what the guys that sort. The drivers are out 5 days a week picking up product, and this is what was probably picked up today at the grocery stores because we have barrels in every grocery store, and it's their job to go through this and sort it, etc. And this is just an example, a product that has to get put away, that has been sorted and dated, and it needs to go into the system. And here's the system, like A1, A2, and that's not the order sheet. On the order sheet that Pat would do, all these numbers would be on it. So the kids will know when she lists something, where to find it in the system. So come on back here. And there's an example of potato. That's how they came. Sometimes we just shake our heads because they come in these old boxes and the boys have to go through them and they have to be like that because they're rotten. And this is an example of the watermelon that we just received. And this is in pretty good shape. Yep. All this stuff here was broken open or not good shape, so that goes in the pig. He will take that. He does have to do it. It just goes to his chicken. Big donation actually in there. This label's here called hot dogs. Oh no, that's beef and ground pork. Yeah, we got a big donation from the pork farmers. We almost feel guilty because we don't buy it because it comes from them. So we have to put recipes with it sometimes to make like pork patties. It's like, what's it? You get McDonald's if you're 8, nothing. This here is our recycled work boots program. This is with Kellogg's. Their employees only use their work boots for 1 year or less. And we receive them, we sanitize them, and when clients, we get clients that come that are starting a job, and for some reason they've lost their boots or whatever, Chair Works will send it to us a little bit different. This is an example of our pails. That will be our slop pails. That used to be margarine. Somebody's job will be to clean those up. You see a lot of stuff here. This is the bulk macaroni, if you notice, on the shelves. Why was all the macaroni in these bags? Well, this is all bulk macaroni. It needs to be used up before we touch our other donation. So that's why it's being bagged. Coffee. Items like this is bulk Rice Krispies, and bulk Rice Krispies here as well.